What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Great episode today where we're talking about, is Brandy around? Do I cheat? Do I cheat? Well, the conversation is really about cheat meals and cheat food and cheat day. Because if you are a fitness bro or gal, you've all heard Sunday Funday, it's cheat day. You got to cheat on your diet, they say. Cheat, 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 cheat. Cheating is actually good for you. But is it? But is it? What does the science say? I'm going to break down the science here. Very informative, scientific information I'm going to bring to you while also sharing first-person experience in my own self with my own health, but also working with thousands and thousands and thousands of humans over the years. What actually works? Well, briefly, we know. How many people do you know? You yourself, you cheat on Sunday. You cheat once or twice a week. You have a little cheat. You have a little treat. You break your diet. Typically, you break your diet with what? You break your diet with hyper palatable foods. Please feel free to leave questions in the chat section live. Also, if you're watching this after the live, leave any questions or comments below. I do go back and read all of those and possibly create videos into the future. Let's drop me down here as I briefly help you understand. Well, first and foremost, what is a hyper palatable food or a highly palatable food? An HPF, as we in the industry call it. And there was a study done, and this is posted. I will put these links below. There was a study done by legitimate scientists trying to determine, well, number one, exactly what is a hyper palatable food. These are commonly known as fast foods or sweets, cake, candies. We can also call these cheat foods. So we know by the terminology we use that these are bad for us. We're cheating. Cheating is not a good thing. Go ask your sweetie if you can go out and cheat on them. Not a good thing. Go ask Tex at the poker game in the saloon if he minds if you cheat while playing a hand of poker. See how well that works out for you. We know cheating is bad and has negative repercussions, but somehow we choose to cheat nutritionally. And we do this typically with hyper palatable foods. Now, briefly, research has been done to try and determine specifically what are hyper palatable foods, what are cheat foods. And they used a specific method, which gives us an idea. And I just want to briefly read this to you so you understand as we continue on. Well, they found from their literature that there's three basic clusters of what they determine hyper palatable foods. Now, hyper palatable foods are foods that when once you pop, you just can't stop. You can't eat just one. You can easily eat one cookie as easily as you could eat the entire sleeve. Well, it doesn't work like that with high net nutrient, healthful whole foods. You eat one apple, you're pretty much done. You eat one donut, you want more. Well, there is a reason for this, a very specific physiological, biological, biochemical reason for this that the big food conglomerates are very well aware. And briefly, hyperpalatable foods are broken into three main categories. Number one is their fat and sodium ratio, greater than 25% of the calories from fat, greater than 30% of sodium by weight. Number two, fat and simple sugars, 20% or more of the calories are from fat, 20% or more of the calories are from sugar. Number three, carbohydrates and sodium. 40% or more of the calories are from carbs, and then 20% of sodium by weight. Okay, and the conclusion is data derived, the HPF highly palatable food definition revealed that a substantial percentage of foods in the U.S. food system may be hyperpalatable. Yesterday, I just did a podcast with Sean Stevenson on his very popular The Model Health Show, and Sean dropped the stat that the U.S. population consumes approximately 60% of their food from hyper palatable food sources. Now, this matters. Why does this matter? 60% of the food, maybe not you, the educated Dolce diet audience, but 60% of your friends, of your family, of your neighbors, of your coworkers, or no, 100% of your friends, your families, your neighbors, your coworkers consume 60% of their food from hyper palatable food sources. Now, why does that matter? And I will bring that boom. Let me pop in this screen. Let me minimize me, maximize the screen here. Well, now this was done on binge eating. Okay, those who binge eat, and when we binge eat, actually, let's do this one first. This is focused on individuals with eating disorder, and they were focused on the role of palatable food and hunger as a trigger factor in an animal model that induces binge eating. So again, the role of highly palatable food and binge eating. And as we go through, and I'll take us to the end, what we found was just a taste of highly palatable food sufficed to increase total food intake by more than 160%. What? Just a taste of hyper palatable food increased food intake by 160% as compared to the control group that did not have hyper palatable food as an option. They simply had their regular chow, which was just basic, food. They used it in an animal model. You can't really do some of this with humans. They used it in an animal model. But what they found that the animals that had access to the chow only or the chow and or hyper palatable food, the animals that had access, that had one taste of the hyper palatable food, boom, ate 160% more than the animals that did not. Now, back to you. Let's think about this. When you go out and you cheat on your diet, it's cheat day, it's Sunday fun day, it's a cheat meal. Based upon this scientific, validated evidence, we could surmise that because you eat these hyperpalatable meals, you choose these hyperpalatable food sources, what happens? You wind up eating far in excess of what you would normally eat, thereby extremely over exceeding your total caloric need for the day, for multiple days even. You're eating 160% more than you would normally eat simply by the first taste of your hyper palatable food ingestion. Now, let's move further. Got a bunch of science for you today, my friends. As we look here, drop me down. Now, binge eating disorder affects the outcome of comprehensive, very low calorie diet treatment. But we'll go down here and we'll come more towards the conclusion. Although there was no difference between, and I have to say here briefly, that the individuals in this study self-reported whether or not that they were chronic binge eaters or they were not. I'm not a chronic binge eater anymore. I would not self-report as a binge eater today. 20 years ago, when I was 280 pounds, I would report as a binge eater. And ironically or not, I was consuming mostly highly palatable foods. So this is self-reporting binge eaters, non-binge eaters as they went into this group. Now, what we see is, although there was no significant difference in mean weight loss at any of the 4 follow-up visits between subjects with and without binge eating disorder. Now, let me break this down briefly because you didn't read the research I did. The binge eaters and the non-binge eaters followed and adhered to a very low calorie diet. And they all followed the very low calorie diet. They followed it and they had similar weight loss during the period, during the term. But, and this is why it matters. This is why this matters. But 25% of the subjects with binge eating disorder regained 50% of their lost weight by the 3-month follow-up, with no subjects without the disorder gaining weight. Wow. And then I don't know how much further they went on, if they even did continue to go on with that. So what does that say? That says if you are living the life right now, if you are normalizing binge eating, which unfortunately that is the bodybuilding nomenclature, the bodybuilding thought model of, or fitness, I should say, general pseudo fitness of binge eating. Oh, have the cookie. And I make the joke about having the cookie. No, you can't have the cookie. You cannot give into the cookie, because you will eat a sleeve of cookies just as easily as you will eat one cookie, because we have the scientific model that shows one taste of highly palatable food increases total caloric ingestion by 160%. This is what those, evil corporations, that's what they do. That's what they do. They spend millions and tens of millions, and as a community, billions of dollars to make sure once you pop, you can't stop. That is their job. They don't want you to eat one Dorito. They want you to eat the whole bag, so you have to buy another bag daily. That's what they do. We know this to be true, my friends. And I wanted to briefly touch on, for those of you, well, this also matters. Highly palatable food during adolescence improves anxiety-like behaviors. As I go through, prolonged access to hyperpalatable foods during adolescence and youth partly improves anxiety-related symptoms. I throw that in here just so all the parents, and I am a parent, just so all the parents who have no problem feeding their children highly palatable foods, and that is breakfast cereal, that is chips, that is snacks, that is cookies. All the highly palatable foods have been shown to increase anxiety. Anxiety does what? Anxiety increases stress eating. Stress eating does what? Stress eating oftentimes is connected with the consumption of highly palatable foods. Boom, 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 which creates more anxiety, which drives the individual to eat more highly palatable foods, which then creates more anxiety. So you see the circle, you see the cycle. Please leave your chats or your comments here in the chat. Now, what do I do? Do I cheat? That's the question. Do I cheat? No, I don't cheat. Cheating has a negative association. I have said this for, 15 or so years, publicly printed, that's been produced in content. At least, we do not cheat. We will have what we call an earned meal. What is an earned meal? An earned meal is an off-menu meal. Eat whatever you want, with a very strict criteria around it. I say pick 2 meals a month. Your kid's birthday, your anniversary, it's the Super Bowl, it's the wedding that you're going to, whatever. No less than 10 days apart. Not every 7 days, at least 10 days. That gets it off the every Sunday. Can't be every Sunday. Every other Sunday at most with our model. At most with our model. But also, when I have my off-menu earned meals, what do I eat? I eat more of the food I already love. I eat more grass-fed steaks. I eat more homemade mashed potatoes. I may eat more of our power pasta. I eat more of our champion chili. I will go out and get a beautiful steak or whatever else it might be. We'll go out to eat, but I'm always eating the delicious, healthful whole foods. That is the difference. That is the difference. Now, if you are stuck, if you are struggling, if you just can't seem to make real progress on a monthly basis, when you look back, you're basically the same as you were last month. Well, likely it's because of this. Likely because you are binging too often on highly palatable foods. And you know, when you creep into your kitchen late at night, what do you reach for? Do you reach for an apple? Do you reach for the frozen red grapes and the handful of cashews like we suggest? Now, that handful of salted cashews will cure that craving. That handful, that bowl of the frozen red grapes will cure the craving and reteach your brain to now push away the highly palatable foods and replace them with high net nutrient, healthful whole food options, which is what I have been doing now for 20 plus years. If you go to the Mike Dolce Knows YouTube channel alert, Mike Dolce Knows channel on YouTube, brand new channel. Go follow it, subscribe to it, please. Be one of the first 1,000 subscribers on that channel. I break down this exactly how I lost 100 pounds, and I speak very directly to this point. I hope this was helpful, guys and gals. Let me jump in here. Dirty Mirtha, boom, all badged up. That badge is looking good, Martha. Subscribe to this channel here, the Dolce Diet channel, and click the join button to get badged up. Badged up members will have access to ask questions of our live guests. We have an awesome list of guests coming on in the month of February, by the way. Everyone can hang out. Everyone can watch, but only the badged up members will be able to ask questions and engage. Young Werther, I often hear you talking about cold-pressed beetroot juice. Any difference between that and putting a beetroot in a blender or just eating them? No, I mean, the beetroot juice gets faster, is faster delivered, and it's really, why are we drinking? Let me back up. We're drinking the beetroot juice usually because it is a pre-workout and we want to get that sugar into our bloodstream as fast as possible to give us a little bit of a performance boost. Now, if that's not the acute end result, I eat beets almost every day. In our food sources, usually we chop them and we put them in some of the salads. Jesse, what's up, Jesse Lee? Hosts. Can't wait to drag you back into the UFC cage at MMA Spotlight. I'll be there one day, brother. Only for you, man. I get phone calls. I get offers all the time to work with athlete A, B, or C on the UFC card. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good at home, living my awesome life. I am living my ideal life right now. But for you, Jesse, I will do it. How do you think The Rock has so much energy on only 3 to 5 hours of sleep per night? Come on. Did you really just ask that question? Come on now. Did you really just ask that question? You know. Jesse, all badged up, by the way, Jesse. All badged up. I love that. Subscribe to the channel. Click that join button. Get badged up. Heart rate deflection point. Don't know what that is now that I'm on the Dolce diet. My fuel is so clean. I never get tired in the gym these days. Awesome. Clearly, Jesse was in the Mastering the Weight Cut seminar, by the way, where we did talk about deflection point. Amir's all badged up. Hey, coach, at 270 today, down a pound. And still 2 days left for my second week of 3 weeks to shredded. Bam! Amir is crushing his 3 weeks to shredded online program at thedolcediet.com. Click the link below. Amir is what? You're down 12 pounds in 12 days, 13 days. Killing it, my man. My maintenance calories are 3,000 a day. Do you recommend eating 3,000 calories a day and creating the deficit through training, or should I eat? Nope. Love it. You are spot on. What we do here is we increase energy before we ever drop calories. I want your calories as high as possible, but also we will make you earn the calories. We want you to exercise. First thing in the morning, get that fasted list in. Later on in the day, train balls out. Ladies can train balls out too. Victor, all badged up, Victor. Boom, thumbs up, my man. Josh, I'm healthy and in shape. Morning person. I wake up early each day, exercise, and feel great. However, after breakfast, I always feel sleepy for 2 to 3 hours and then feel great again. That's fine. Go with your body. Enjoy that. If you have the ability to take that little siesta, that's built into many cultures, by the way. Amir, just getting up at night for 10 to 30 minutes and going back to sleep, reset your sleep schedule or slow weight loss? Nope. I have a toddler and infant. Nope, not at all. I actually was in great shape because I had to mentally really focus with both of my children when they were under 2 years old. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old now, so I'm a little farther past that. But I dealt with the same thing. My fitness goals did not slide. It was harder for sure. I had to prioritize, my children and my wife over my own fitness, but I still made my fitness a priority. Rock Johnson, FU Dolce, this is good information as usual and explains a lot on top of too much screen time. Why kids seem so much more anxious these days. Yeah. I'm going to say something that it's not meant to be critical of anyone. My children have no idea what the world health crisis is right now. They have no idea because we don't play the news in front of them. We don't talk about it in front of them. We do not build stress and anxiety into our children's life. That was a very intentional decision on our part. We do not expose our children to inane adult matters. If it stresses you out as an adult, what do you think it does to your child who does not have the comprehension and the life experience to truly filter this, the emotional well-being to filter this? So this was very intentional on our part. And that's screen time. Like our children, they have iPads. Their iPads, we removed all access to internet browsers. They can't get on YouTube. They can't get on, Safari or Chrome. We removed all that. The only thing they can get on their iPads is parent curated. We use that term, parent curated educational apps, learning apps. Those are the only ones that they use, and they love it. So even like SpongeBob, Bart Simpson. I don't need my 5 and 7-year-old being polluted yet. They have all the time in the world to get into South Park and all the other stuff later on as they are able to emotionally mature. And hopefully I can download our own worldview into them. Amir forgot to add only 8 pounds left to 20 pounds of weight loss. Amir is down 12 pounds with a week and a half almost to go on his own 3 weeks to Shredded program. If anybody wants to follow along, click the link below. The online 3 weeks to Shredded program is killer. Boom! Richard Miller, all badged up. New YouTube member, baby. Richard, welcome. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support of the channel. And you're going to love the ability. We got some awesome guests coming up this month. Angel at Boom, if you smash that like button, thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate any sort of channel engagement you give us. I definitely want to suggest you guys jump over to our new YouTube channel, Mike Dolce Knows on YouTube. Hey Mike, but dealing with a lot of acid reflux lately, any tips on help reduce this? Go to your doctor. Number one, go to your doctor, get diagnosed. Who knows what it is? Go to your doctor and get diagnosed. Number two is let's stay away from some of the highly acidic foods. You might want to think about sitting up for a little bit. There's ways to mediate this. I would really focus on more of an elimination style diet at first, getting away of all the known triggers, which coffee, tomato sauce, citrus fruits, things like that. Highly palatable foods, of course, but we shouldn't be eating that anyway. Cross, I cheat from time to time. I cheat carefully. I eat chocolate chips made with love, real cacao sweetened. All right, that's not bad. I'm not mad at that as much. Yeah, Mike, biggest thing people have is a lack of discipline in fitness and life. 3 weeks to Shredded. Question, is the book the same as signing up online? No, the book is awesome, but remember, the book is flat. The book was written in 2014 now, right? Wow, that's crazy. We got to come up with a revision, by the way, which we have tons of revisions that we can actually add to that. But the online version is the revision in that the online version is truly personalized to you. The menu is slightly different, of course, but the online version is customized to the individual. Where with you purchase the book, which I have one around here somewhere, well, you have to do the customizations yourself, which is fine. If you have that, then do that for sure. The online version is awesome because it's educational. It's a robust resource section. There's a workout built into the online platform that is not in the book. There's a lot more bells and whistles inside the online platform, of course. It allows us more direct engagement with you. Victor, what's up, Victor? Richard Miller, all badged up. Hey, Dolce, new badge, baby. Hell yeah, Rich. I hover between 9 and 12%. Awesome. I feel I can have cookies, cakes, etc. on my carb refeed days on occasion and have a better body comp the next few days. Look for Echo Bike Sprint after. I challenge you, though, quantify the exact same carbohydrates you take in with the crap food and increase your healthful, high net nutrient foods. And tell me, do you look any different? That's the challenge. You also want to increase your sodium. Sodium does a great job. So high sodium, Stan Efferding is a big advocate of sodium, as am I. We've had great conversations on that. So it very likely is due to the refeed component, not because it's dirty. If you have a fair amount of weight to lose, is one program better to start with? Yes, the 12-week online program, the Living Lean Bundle, is the way to go for sure. That gives you the first 8 weeks of living lean, where it eases you into the program, focuses on dramatic body fat loss, of course, but gives you a really good variety of awesome food options and recipes. And then you can transition into the 3 weeks to shredded at the end, if you're ready. Some people like to jump into 3 weeks to shredded and just kick off the jump start. That's awesome. But the 12-week program is ideal. I mean, we see here on average, individual results may vary, but we see typically a 40-pound weight loss over the 12-week program. That is fucking dramatic. And then I will suggest people then, boom, run it again. 80 pounds down in 6 months. Now we're talking, baby. Ranger, can't wait to get my black pack to carry around my delicious Dolce diet approved food. Bam! All badged up. I'm liking that badge. I think I know who this is. Is this Amy? Amy. Cross 3 weeks of shredded works, by the way, folks. I appreciate that. And we know it works. The #1 rated healthy online weight loss platform is at thedolcediet.com. And 3 weeks to shredded has a 100% success ratio working with the world's greatest athletes. My hip flexibility is really bad and I can't kick high at all. Do you have any tips? Go find a certified or a doctor of physical therapy would be my first suggestion. Possibly an NSCA CSCS or an NASM CPT, but go speak with your doctor first and foremost, as always. DK, my once a week cheat earn meal is healthy. People say you're not cheating. Exactly. Cheating on what? Cheating is a negative. Everywhere it goes, cheating is negative. Somehow, except for your nutrition. Well, that's just a little baby in us crying. All right, guys and gals, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, #1, click that little join button, get all badged up, give this video a thumbs up and like, leave comments below, but also do not forget the Mike Dolce Knows channel on YouTube. We are dropping content every day. Short, quick clips, though. Short clips. I guarantee to add value to your life. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, boom.